Tom, how you feeling?
How you feeling? You all right?
I'm feeling good. You just put on an amazing show.
Oh, yeah. Sing it with me, y'all.
Oh man, thank you.
I'm 26 years old. So the fact is though, I wish summer rain, like.
It was love at the sight. I know from the way she looked at me.
Like all those songs still impact me in my generation.
Yeah.
You should feel.
Oh man, it's still like a head trip for me. You know what I mean? That people carry the music over. You know what I mean? From year to year to year to year. Sometimes.
It's been 18 years?
Yeah, definitely. It's been 18 years, you know what I mean? Since, it's been 18 years, absolutely. 18 years, and every year of my career marks my son's age, you know what I mean?
That's
So, yeah, he's 18 years old.
Okay. So I know last year you experienced the Hurricane Harvey situation in Texas. How was that experience? So we see it outside looking in by you actually, right?
It was wet.
Part of it.
It was really wet.
How was that? Was that scary?
Really wet. No. But I'm grateful. I'm thankful. You know, God brought me and my family through, and it could have went so much worse.
Yeah.
You know, I'm one of the people who's blessed to have, you know, full coverage,
right.
insurance.
Thank God for that.
Yeah, for real. And you know, just a lot of people still haven't recovered. You know.
How does it look now?
I mean, you really, in a lot of areas, you really can't tell, but there are some areas on the south side of Houston that haven't even been touched, you know, so people are still on the mend. The city is still coming back. They still haven't, I mean, it'll be years before the city even financially rebounds from a hole like that, you know. It'll be years before people are actually able to write this off as something in the past, because this is going to carry people for the next 10 years, you know, in a ditch.
Scary.
I'm telling
you on a boat. On a boat being transported, like I can't even imagine.
Yep.
So you've been in the game for a long time. So by you actually seeing the whole, from social media, the whole era, you came up before that era. So how do you think that has impacted and changed the industry?
Well, I am what you call a sexy nerd, so.
Okay, all right.
I'm what you call a sexy nerd, so it's like before it was actually called the internet, we were calling it the information superhighway. You know what I mean? That was just like
a gateway.
Yeah, it was like the information superhighway. That's what they called it before they actually called it the internet. And for me, social media began with iTunes, being able to sell music online. For me, that was the beginning of social media, not MySpace or any of these other mediums that came up after. You know, I'm talking about that. All that stuff really came after the Napster era. You know, but for me, once Steve Jobs started letting artists sell music online, that was the beginning of social media for me.
When you're in the industry, we go through a lot of ups and downs. So what has been some of your worst experiences that has humbled you? What has been like one of the biggest things you've learned from being in the industry?
I mean, some of the worst experiences for me is making it to a certain point and then looking back and seeing all the people that didn't make it.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Seeing all the people that never really had that longevity thing, you know what I mean, happening for them. And for me, that just means that God's grace is sufficient enough for me. You know what I mean?
So versatile.
Yeah.
So I see you presented a couple of your new tracks now. You presented some of your new tracks.
Yeah.
So let's get into that. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm doing. I have a new project coming out. So I'm just kind of just weighing my options as far as what the first single is going to be. So I've never been quite this stuck before as far as
everything's changed so much.
Not changing that aspect. Trash is still trash. You know, what's good is still good.
Agree.
But I've never had so many records that were in contention for first single before. So, you know, I think that this time I'm gonna go, you know, to the public. I'll probably go to social media and give the fans an opportunity to weigh in on both records. You know.
I think that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, tell everybody where they can find you at if they already not following you. Are you on social media?
Huh?
You on social media? Are you into social media?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, definitely. If I could give any advice, you definitely, if you're an artist, just be your own first fan. Be your first believer. If you're trying to sell yourself to the world, then you have to believe it before you're trying to get anybody else to believe it.
I agree.
Trust me.
Tell everybody where they can find you at.
You can find me on Instagram at Mr.CarltonThomas. Yes, my first name is Carlton. So, you know, you can find me there. You can find me on Facebook under my name. You can find me on Twitter at Mr. underscore. You can find me on Twitter at C. Thomas. That's CNERONTHOMAS, C. Thomas. And just, you know, thanks for hanging out with me, or let me hang out with you, basically.
Thanks for kicking it with me. Oh, you gotta say hi to mommy. Her name is Kim.
What?
Kim.
Hey, Kim, how you doing? Sorry you couldn't be here, mommy.
But Ma, you still here in spirit. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Love you.
All right.
Seriously, you're classic.
Yep.
Gotta get pictures now.
All right.
Classic.
Ready?
I was gonna tell you busted two, but I won't put you on the spot like that.